On today's episode of Living Testimony, we gonna walk you down through there with Patches the Dread. Don't miss it. Testimony, Patches the Dread. We gonna walk you down through there with Patches the Dread. Don't miss it. We are back. We are back at Love Deposit Studios for Living Testimony. It's what I call our version of a Saul to Paul story, where we have real individuals tell real stories about their lives. Man, today I have with me a very special guest. Tonight you'll see a premiere of Suave Dre, but this is another guy that built a name in music around the city. Man, I have none other than Coach Cognac with me. How you doing today, brother?
Awesome. Have to be on top of the ground, man. As long as the ground ain't on top of me, I'm grooving.
All right. Listen, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, man, I'm going to ask you a series of questions and just really try to explore your life. We're going to go down a path and listen. We're going to walk down through there slowly and just get an understanding of who you are, what you've been through, and where you are now.
Yes, sir.
So, for those that may not know you, what part of town are you from?
Oak Cliff, baby. Southwest Oak Cliff to be.
Southwest. He done threw a monkey wrench in the plan. I done heard of north, east, west, southwest Oak Cliff. So tell me what some streets that are in Southwest Oak Cliff.
Specifically, right now everybody it's the Woodtown PTP area.
Okay, Woodtown.
PTP, all that. That's that Southwest side.
Okay, Woodtown. I've heard that. Bushy and Mr. Oak Cliff talks about Woodtown.
Yes,
okay, very familiar with that.
Woodtown. It was dirty. Actually, it was Dirty Woods before that, and then
the dirty wood. I remember
Dirty
that.
Woods, and then other generation they coined it Woodtown.
And for those people that don't know, I'm familiar with it. I used to hang over there. Tell people why they call it the Dirty Wood in Woodtown.
Well, that particular side, I mean, that's just a section I'm from. Actually, like on the other side, but it's all at Wheatland and Polk area.
Okay.
But reason why every street over there shit is wood.
Absolutely.
It ends with wood. You got your Durwoods, your Firewoods, your Ivywood, Jadewood, Clearwood.
Yep.
Kernwood,
absolutely.
Everything. Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's why it's Woodtown, man.
There it is. And that just educated our viewers because some people never knew.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're in the Woodtown area, like you said, near Wheatland and Polk. And Polk is a very famous street, but it stretches for a while.
Yeah.
So tell me this. What schools did you go to? Elementary, middle school, and high school?
Elementary, Birdie Alexander.
Okay.
Went from Birdie Alexander to D.A. Hussey to Carter.
Okay, so
CC.
that's a whole nother path. We haven't heard that side. So D.A. Hussey, I used to hear stories about Hussey.
Yeah.
How was Hussey?
Man, that's what pretty much everybody, like when you went to Carter, it was broke down in sections. Well, when you went to Carter, most people, you either went to Adwell or you went to Carter. I mean, you went to Adwell or you went to Hussey.
Okay.
Hussey was considered a little bit more hoodish.
Okay.
Not to take nothing from the Adwell people, because then you had the PTP people that went to Adwell.
Yeah.
So, they went to T.G. Terry and all that over there. So they were thugging over there. But like Hussey we was a little bit more, rough around the edges, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Hussey had like the 4th floor or the 5th floor or something like that. What they used to call it?
Yeah, it had a fourth floor where the greenhouse was.
Yeah.
You just go up there, and that's where, like, if you took like certain like little type of botany stuff, whatever, it was up there on the 1st floor.
Okay.
On the 3rd floor. Actually, that was called, because when you first walked into Hussey, you was on the 2nd floor, and then you go downstairs to the 1st floor. It was crazy because it didn't have no windows. It's like you was in a penitentiary.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've heard those stories.
Yeah,
so when we talk about Hussey for our viewers, it was a bit different from Atwell. Now, Atwell being, having some stiff people come out of there.
Yeah.
But it was also an academy, if you will. It was like a magnet school. You could choose to go to Atwell and be out of district.
Right.
Hussey had some people rolling from the bricks right into it. So you got
people from Canterbury and so forth and so on rolling on through there.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, that's where your boy Trap Boy Freddy and all them, that's where he likes to talk about his neighborhood. So we just educating y'all about the town.
Right on. That was when I was that was Redbird, Canterbury, all that's considered. In my time, that's what it was. You was from the Redbird area.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. So you go through Hulsey. You like you said. You mentioned that there's a place with no windows. I mean, was it a very violent type school?
It went down. It went down, man. What was crazy? Like when I was there, right across from us, right.
Talk about
Like where the houses and stuff was.
White boy
over there.
land.
White boy land.
White boy land.
White boy land.
Yeah.
And hey man, it's like it's damn near. We damn near used to think like damn the Klan over there. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like with number white people, and you had essays stayed over there too.
Okay.
There was some essays, but yeah, it was white boy land, man. And I remember one time. I think like some of the older white boys that like dropped out of school or whatever, like when we be walking home from school on the side going down Polk, they come through there, call themselves really trying to bully us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some old white boys, and then I remember one particular time, this cat, man, I forgot his name. Damn, I can't remember his name, but I remember he had heard about it, right? And he made it a point. Because he went to Carter at the time, but he made it a point to come up there when the bell rung, to walk like with all us and just wait for the white boys, you know what I'm saying, to come through there, and they came through there too. He came through there and he served them boys.
He beat them up.
Yeah, he had a little old bat. He had a little old bat with him. He didn't have no pistol or nothing. He had a little old bat, but yeah, that was something to see. So
was it really on like some racism, or was it what they thugging?
Yeah, it was like, they come down through there calling you, you niggas, whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
No, I went to Hulsey, bro.
Yeah.
And when you get up there, they let you know, don't walk home a certain way. White boy land, don't walk through the neighborhood, it's gonna be problems. You know what I mean? So if you walked on a certain side of the street or walked through that neighborhood, you was gonna have to fight. It was gonna be some shit. You know what I mean?
So for the viewers that don't know, like I said, we're talking about Oak Cliff. We're still talking about this town that we've been
this
exploring.
particular side, that's
considered
not like
Duncanville.
right there. No, it's Dallas. But I guess you can still consider it Oak Cliff. You can still call it Oak Cliff. It's right, because we used to have to walk over 20 to go home.
Okay.
Like, the bridge. That's what you do.
Right.
Actually, when we were young, that's where you used to fight at. It's like when it was time to fight, it's like, okay, nigga, when we get across the bridge, it's on.
Yeah.
So as soon as you cross the bridge, there's a big old field over there, which it ain't there now. It's like a driver's license place and all that, DPS place.
Yeah, that's still Oak Cliff. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But I'm saying, when you like on your way to DeSoto, when you cross over 20, where Huss is at, it's still Dallas. It's still, you consider it it's Oak Cliff or whatever in between that.
Yeah.
That little, it's like, I guess it's damn near like the purgatory before you get to DeSoto or whatever.
Yeah.
But
White boy land.
right there, man. But it was over there, all the little shotgun shacks and all that was over there and everything back then. Little 2 bedrooms, and it's just what it was, man.
So they were actually coming up to your school and doing the racist stuff.
Messing with the black kids, yeah. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. We didn't deal with that, but we was like, okay. Well, y'all educated me. I never heard of white boy land, but viewers.
But they knew who to. It's like they would pick spots. It's like they knew like who to fuck with. Like if they see like, well, we better not do nothing to them. But like they seen somebody that was, you looking pretty friendly. Let's say you walking home with your instrument or some shit.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that nigga, he in the band. So it's like knew the friendly cats. You know what I'm saying? But I do remember that one particular incident. That was crazy.
Okay, well, sounds like that's not a place I would have wanted to go. So, so you go from Hulsey to Carter. Now, tell me about Carter. There's a movie called Carter, and it walks through certain stories. But tell me about school at Carter.
Shit, fashion show. Back then, that's what it was. Everybody went. Carter had the women, and that's what the fly niggas was, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was hated on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, hey man, it was something, man. That's another thing. I remember shit, like when I was there, you had certain people call themselves. Even at our dances, like that's back when we used to have dances and shit like on Friday nights.
Yeah.
They would come up there and try you, thinking it was sweet. You know what I'm saying? Come up there and nigga, you get your boots took. But that happened at any school here. That happened Kimball, Carter, back during them times, like at a dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga get you for your boots, man.
Yeah.
You had some your little pythons and your eels and all that, whatever else. Yeah, you gotta watch yourself.
Hey, he just said
they had a little moves set up. I mean, a nigga would, it'd be like if two people like working together, like at Sprague, like in football games and all that stuff, like during that time. Yeah, nigga would like get down behind you, like squat down on their knees and like push you, and they have it timed. I seen nigga get his boots took. It was like perfect time. As soon as they pushed him over and feet went up in there, yeah, pulled the boots out of the feet, man.
Oh man, listen.
Yeah.
He just said something, and so for the viewership, I need you to understand something. During the time that he's describing, I can tell you what fashion was like in the town. I had an older brother at the time, and he just said your eels or your snakes. There was folks with gators, but we're talking about going to high school.
Exactly, exotic.
Stacey Adams, Neiman Marcus.
Yeah.
I mean, these brothers, they weren't into bandanas and all that kind. They were clean. I even at Kimball, I remember cats coming up with fur coats. I mean, these guys were clean.
Yeah, that was fly era, man. It's like all that from that late '80s, mid '80s, late '80s on through there. Yeah, niggas was putting it on, man. Like with the boots and like I say with the
belt buckles,
shit, especially at Carter. Yeah. You had that like, and it's crazy. It's like you want to associate Dallas with being like out of country.
Yeah,
we had country fly though. Like that shit was expensive. Niggas, like boots. Even you go price now.
Yep.
Go price you some little cases or something.
Absolutely.
Your ass would spend about $1,500 on some boots. Yes, but back then, that boots were actually, it was a fashion statement. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfucking boots.
So we're gonna walk through that because listen, he just talked about expensive. There's myths and things about Carter and people that went to Carter. See, there's different factions in Oak Cliff, and I've had family and friends of all parts. And two schools that kind of are grouped into a rivalry have been this school by the name of Justin F. Kimball and D.W. Carter. But both of them got a name for having spoiled or rich kids, or as other people from Oak Cliff said. Tell me about why people thought they were spoiled and rich.
It was two sides of the coin, because it's like, even it's crazy how the division happened. Like I was just speaking, like even with Hudson and Atwell, it's like you had certain people at Hudson. We looked at Atwell, people like, man, them niggas over there, because a lot of people went to Atwell, stayed off Redberry Lane.
That's right.
Out Bar Harbor and all that, with a big pretty houses was. You know what I'm saying? With the big, 2-story, they had swimming pools and all that shit. So like, y'all spoiled ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you had people when you go on up to look at it. Once you in high school, you might have somebody at sock a vet look over there. Them Carter niggas, gonna group you.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, y'all got they'll say you got pretty nigga because your house is brick. You dig what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, nigga, y'all got a slab in your house. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you over here coming from where you got one bathroom and 2 bedrooms or whatever else in some houses, but it's the same thing. You had that type of shit. People went to Carter. You know what I'm saying? It all it's just like you just get that stigmatism, man. People just gonna judge you by your neighborhood or whatever. It's the same thing. Like I say with Kimball. Yeah. You had people that stayed in Farm Ridge. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That did whatever else and certain apartments that was all around there, from the Biscayne and everything else.
Rockcliffe, where I'm from.
Yeah, man. Down the street, what's shit? I can't. Brygate. You know what I'm saying? Parkway, all over there. So they was in the apartments over there. But then you had other people that stayed up the street, that had big houses and all that other shit. So it's the same thing, man. Like, even with Carter, like behind us, it was got like apartments. It was Garywood back when I was younger, but now it's shit. I forgot the name of it. Apartments that were behind us, but it's like. You always gonna have some apartments. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So shit, man, it is what it is. But that's what it was.
Okay, so that kind of leveled it out and blended it. But thank you for breaking it down and taking us through that. So we talked about the differences in what people's opinion were of Carter. But like I said, Carter had a name and even had a movie after it.
Right.
And I know that you know some of the individuals. So tell me, what was the real theme or the real feeling at Carter during the time of these alleged criminal activities?
Man, shit. Really, they make a long story short, man. They got a bad deal, man. Because a lot of them wasn't nobody. The people that were involved, it wasn't just like they were just thugging like that. They were really doing that shit. They was doing that shit for some money, just like for some. Not to say that their parents wasn't providing for them or whatever else. So it's just like to get some J's, you know what I'm saying? New Jordans, some jewelry, some Gazelles, all that old type shit. And then it all started really on the inside leak, really as a joke, man. Like with somebody that one of the guys had worked at the spot, and I say, hey, man, this shit, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like just come in at this time and shit, just play like you robbing me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no real gun and shit. You know, they just going there just to get the money. You know what I'm saying? But as it went on, then you had other people, they're hustling. Oh, they doing this. They doing it. So well, we can do it too. They just started doing just like just doing some shit, and then somebody did some goofy shit in the daytime. That shit was crazy. But to make a long story short, man, it's like it was some stuff, peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? Peer pressure, really. That's all it was.
So do you feel like that most represented Carter, you know, or what was the other side of Carter? You know what I mean? Was the fashion, the fashion style, stuff like that, was that more of a representation of the tempo?
Man, at the time, well, you know, it just tied into, because, you know, we was real good at football and everything else, and it just tied in with us, like, winning, going to state at the time and all that, so it was a bigger story. And then when you got one of the couple of key players that were starters, you know what I'm saying, when that happened, found out they happened to be involved, actually the main one, the one that they got caught first, you know what I'm saying, was some key players on the team. So when that happened, then it started trickling down. Man, and it was just a bad deal, man. But it put a stigma on them, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna look at, you know, from the outside looking in. Over there in Oak Cliff, and they're robbing, you know, so they're doing this and they did this, and it really wasn't like what it was painted out to be. It wasn't like they wasn't just no violent cats, you know, they were just hitting licks, man. That's all it was, shooting dice, having some fun doing type shit. I remember, man, like back during that time, everybody like that, you start hearing names, they start picking up people like slowly and surely, right? I remember my mom. One of my partners, when they picked him up, they had him on the news. And my mom called me. When I went in the house, she was like, "If there's anything you want to tell me, go and tell me now." You know, like, cause she thought, cause you know these my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you basically you next. They gonna shit, mom, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that was a crazy time though. That was a crazy time, but it was a bad look.
Okay, so I mean, thank you for walking me through that. So what I want to get to now and understand is, you know, so after you spent your time at Carter, did you ever find yourself in trouble at all?
Hell yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, like really even during that time, like really, okay, to go back a little bit, like I was in a single parent household, but my dad was in my life though. You know, he was in my life. But him and my mom had divorced and stuff. So around like when I was like 10 and everything else. But my dad, make a long story short, well my dad was he had rental homes and stuff, like rental properties and stuff. Right? So that kind of garnered off into him and two of his brothers. Actually, his older brother, who put them in the real estate game, they end up collectively, they built a motel, right? A motel off Bonneview, in the hood. Bonneview. this was like when I was like around, 7th grade.
Okay.
They built a motel over there, which me and my my other cousins, hell, we had to help. You know what I'm saying? Which came to be beneficial later on in life, because a lot of that shit back then, I didn't want to do this. I'd be like, man, why? I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nigga had to learn how to put concrete slabs and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we was roofing houses and all this old shit. And we was 10 and 11. Yeah, summers got fucked up. You know, had to go work.
Yeah.
So, over there, like this, Sunnyvale, Bonneview, I was like over here, and this was right when this was like when the crack era hit. You know what I'm saying? When it was booming, mid 80s, when it started. Hell, I was exposed to a lot. As a young cat, I was exposed to a lot, to a lot of isms, man. Like a lot of pimping and dope dealing, man. A little bit of everything that somebody my age shouldn't have been exposed to. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would see people, walk in on people like shooting up and, like I say, the pimping and everything else, and seeing cats that wasn't too much older than me at the time, like with all this money, with big chains on and everything else, and I'm like, shit, damn, I need to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you think about it later on, but as time goes on, a few years pass, I end up dibbling and dabbling like over there, and end up, I got my feet wet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Over there, doing my thing. This is why I'm in school. You know what I'm saying? I got exposed to a whole lot of shit. I'm thinking I'm part-time dope dealer, pimp, part-time pimp. Yeah. Fuck around. My partner beat, because back then, you used to call them berries, right? Like strawberries.
Yeah,
back then, nigga, dope fiends was fine back then.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, they wasn't starving themselves out and shit back then. So you could get a few and they be fine. They be fine as hell. So, it was a few of them the smokers, man, that was like cutting for me. You know what I'm saying? And I fucked around. I had seen the Mac. One of my partners from Chicago had transferred down here with Carter. His uncle showed us. They went and rented the Mac, man. And I seen the Mac, and that kind of motherfucker turned me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna do some pimping. You know what I'm saying? And then this pimp that was over there, it was this pimp named JR. That used to be at my old man at the motel, right? They all on the fly. And he used to tell me little fly shit, here and there listening. He's like, man, them girls act like they like you, man. All you gotta do is whoop, 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 And I didn't really have to do too much with them because they were smokers. You know what I'm saying? They were fine, but they were smokers. And man, I was giving them, at first it started, I was giving them like oatmeal cakes and, I know this sound crazy, and sodas and chips and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to do little favors. And then like I had my partner, they mess around and like at Carter, like that had me. I was like on a job program, right? And they spit and let me work over there at my old man's spot. Man, I had them come over. This is where my pimping part came in at. I would have them give me a little something, you know what I'm saying? And let them take care of them, okay. You know what I'm saying? And they, give them a shot of top, whatever, and all this old shit. So I felt like I was really doing something. And then when I called myself stepping my game up, this is when Keith's Bazaar was open. For y'all that don't know, before Big T, it was Keith's Bazaar.
Yeah.
And shit, man, I'd take a couple of them and take them to Keith's Bazaar. I might spend $25 on 2 outfits. You know what I'm saying? And they would love me to death for that. And just for doing that, they might turn $200 worth of tricks for me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever else, which to all y'all real P's out there, I know I wasn't doing shit. To me, hey man, it was something. Then from that and shit, I used to go down to Greyhound and fuck around and try to pick up runaways and all this old type shit. And yeah. But then later on, even with that, I come to find out this when I'm still young, whatever, I found that it just wasn't in me. It wasn't in me. You know what I'm saying? I used to feel sorry for them. You know what I'm saying? Because like now, mostly all hoes, man, got low self-esteem anyway. Then they went through all type of abuse and all that shit. I mean, shout out to those who can do it, whatever. It wasn't in me.
Yeah.
Then it was too many problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And shit, man, I just started doing, shit. fucking with the work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Buying some slabs here and there, and just hustling, doing that. Make fast forward. When I was around 18, fucked around and caught a dope case, first dope case, in Foreign Ridge. I was in Foreign Ridge, and actually it's crazy because I was dropping something off. I really wasn't even hustling that day, man. I was dropping something off to my partner, dropping it off then. So just move this for me while I'm gone, because me and a lot of my other partners, we was on our way to Denton. We used to go up there to North Texas and mess with the bras and all that shit every weekend. Go up there, terrorize that bitch, and get in the fights and all this other shit with the frat niggas and all that. We used to terrorize that bitch. Had some fun up there too though. Caught a dope case, man, and that's around when I was 18. And then my judge, any of y'all that's familiar, I had Judge Larry Baraka.
Oh, Judge Baraka, I'm very familiar.
Say, man, if I tell you that man scared the shit out of me, as far as the time, because I just knew when it happened, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go penitentiary or whatever. Because I got caught. It wasn't amazing, but it probably, at the time it was. It was like about half a zip and crack, and then I had a 38 on me when they got me, and I had a shotgun in the trunk.
Okay.
And the only reason why they caught me back then is, listen, I half-ass been drinking. And I was kind of really lethargic and loud when they got to, usually when you see them, you know this is just take off. My dumb ass forgot that I had the pistol in my back. So I'm thinking like, I ain't got shit on, what y'all finna do? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, them laws caught my ass, man, and them laws beat my ass. It's funny now.
Yeah.
It's funny now, but yeah, I remember my partner there, two of my partners was hiding in my back seat. I'm probably about 20 yards away, but they see it happening. Because like I said again, we finna get ready to go to dinner. They see it happening in the back seat, and after everything had happened, I remember them saying, man, we seen them laws tearing your ass up. We just like, ooh, like shit, you know what I'm saying? But laughing about it, you know what I'm saying? But that shit wasn't funny. When like I said, it's funny now, it wasn't funny then. Because I remember even when I got down there to the holding tank, some of my old niggas like, damn, blood, what happened to you? Like, man, my ass laws, man.
I mean, I'm glad that you're sharing it, and you know, and I tell people all the time that when you reflect, sometimes you can laugh when you reflect on things because you made it through it, right? That's part of the testimony. But man, we know, you know, through the Eric Holders and the George Floyds and the Rodney Kings. I mean, I've been assaulted by, you know, officers in my life. Mm-hmm. Man, that was a real thing, and you could have not made it home.
Yeah, indeed, man, indeed.
So so you go and you get Judge Baraka, and for the viewers that don't know, man, he was notorious for having like a little saying or little sayings like look outside that window and before he sentenced you.
Yeah. And
he would oftentimes give you some pretty big numbers. So tell me, how did your case go?
Actually, I was in good hands because my old man, my pops. Because my old man, like I said, he was business, but my old man was business and street too, shit, you know. So he had been in trouble before when he was a youngster, you know. He had done shot people and shit. You know, my uncle, they just had lawyers. They knew they had lawyers for this type of shit. So when it happened, which he was disappointed and all this old shit. But I was just trying to tell him like, damn, bro, you put me in the environment. That's why I get this shit. But really, he had also told me at the same time, you know, I still knew better. You know, I still knew better, man. Yeah. So it's like, he had the lawyer that he had got, the lawyer and the DA, they found out who the DA was. They ended up being, they were some type of frat brothers or something. The DA was, so I kind of knew I had action, but I had to go by the, you know, as long as I abided by the terms and everything else. So I made sure I had a job and everything else before I went to see him, before my court date. So I went and got a job, like at Sweetheart Cup and shit, and warehouse job. I got a job, had my job, but he's like, okay, they're suggesting, you know, probation, everything else. So the it's like 5 years. They got down like 5 years probation. But he said, I tell you this. When we went back there, like I said, all that shit true. Like he's gonna point at a tree that's probably, what was it, 4 feet tall or whatever else, and tell you, like, if I see you again, well, that tree gonna be taller than that building over there.
Yeah.
By the time you get out of jail.
Yeah.
And also what he would do, man, like even if, and told me if I do see, what he would do is give you some change. And like had this little bowl, like a little ashtray, like a little bowl, and like, man, whatever, throw it up, and whatever landed in there, yeah, that's the time you got.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he was serious about it, but he was fair. That first time around, he was fair. So, yeah, I was on the straight and narrow.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it didn't last, but it lasted. It lasted. You understand what I'm saying? I tell you what, it lasted till I got off probation. You know what I'm saying? It lasted till I got off probation, and then, yeah,
started hustling again.
Yeah.
So, man, listen. I know I've actually been in this courtroom. You know, he sent us one of my best friends. So, yeah, it's real. It's truly real. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you this, man. So at what point, you know, you did the hustling, you did what we call chili pimping. You understand?
Yeah.
At what point did you get into music?
Actually, during the time, man, I was in music. Really, like me and my partner, R.I.P. Rock B. He was in a group called Swift with me.
Swift.
And when we were in high school, me and Rock, I was always off in the DJing. Really, I didn't ever care about being a rapper because back when I was coming up, the hell, the DJ was the shit. The dude that could scratch.
Yeah.
You know, and do all that. So that was my thing, knowing how to do that. So I got very good at with the scratching and all that. And me and him, we were in summer school together one year. And what's funny about it, me and this cat used to fight all the time. Again, he was an Atwell cat. He was an Atwell cat.
Okay.
And this nigga, he was so spoiled and crazy. He would just get on my nerves. I just didn't like this nigga, man. Didn't like him. But in summer school, we messed around, man. They put us in the same class together in summer school. And he had bought a Walkman in class. He's like, man, listen to this. And I went on and listened to it. And it was jamming. I didn't believe he did it. It was just a beat that he did with a drum machine and a keyboard. Like, damn. I said, man, I could scratch over this and do all that. He ended up, we got cool that summer. Came up to my house, and from then, I was scratching over beats and all this other stuff. And even in school, we did, I remember with Snake and Big Al, Big Al, Casanova Rock and all that, they had a show when they had it was All Hearted Death Party on 90.9.
Okay.
Which was a big contribution to like hip hop period in Dallas. They used to come on. I forgot, it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night or whatever it was. And we ran into this cat that worked down there, this older cat named Ron Lindsay. And he would give us the opportunity to come over his house and use his turntables and his drum machines. He had additional drum machines and everything else. Fast forward, we ended up doing a little old beat, man, and scratched over it, and he gave it to Snake. He gave it to Snake and Snake and them played it. And you know, back during that time, we was recording that shit on a cassette player. Like when you, like, man, we're gonna be on the radio.
Yeah.
Nigga recorded that shit, they played it, and we ended up calling it. It was a number of the instrumental with me scratching over. And we had called that shit, what do we call it, like CC Groove, because we went to Carter. Yeah. And then what he played on it, our band used to kind of play that little tune, that we put that shit over it and had a little dog voice and me scratching. We thought it was the shit. And then Snake said it, Big Alice said a nigga name. Back then I wasn't Cognac, I was DJ Jack Frost.
Okay.
Yeah, so from then, man, it was just from there. The love started from there, like just doing that. Fast forward, we ran into a younger cat, my partner, Dealer Dunn. He could, rap his ass off. And we just kept working with him, and we ended up formed the group Swift.
Okay.
Formed the group Swift, man, and that fast forwarded. We ended up running into this cat G. Well, they had, somehow G got our disc, our CD, because we was, like I said, at the time I'm on probation, so doing the little Swift thing, I'm working, you know what I'm saying, everything else, but my little partner, like D, he hustling, and Rock, my partner Rock, unfortunately, like he ended up getting shot, like getting paralyzed.
Oh.
So this was like in high school, but even after that, he still just kept doing music, and everything else was doing music. So he had a little money coming in from like little chicks that he was getting, and D was hustling, and I was just contributing. You know, I was part of the group, and then I messed around and ended up rapping because they kind of encouraged me to rap. So man, you need to rap. So I ended up rapping and ended up kind of getting fairly good at it at the time. And G, they ended up giving it to the guy G, which was the CEO of Jazz Mind. And he heard it, and we already was finished. G already had artists like Suave.
Yeah.
He had Suave Dre, cat named Ragtop, Engaged. They had a group called G.O.D. and he had a few other people. But he heard ours, but we was already through. We was getting ready, just trying to find out how to do the independent thing, right?
Okay.
So, but he had heard it and say, man, you know, man, I'm gonna fuck with y'all. You know, it's your jam. I want to fuck with y'all. So from there, it just took off. So he put us on, and man, he didn't have to do nothing because we was already had it recorded, really. So by the time we got it mastered, pressed it up, man, he shot us a video, got us a video shot, and man, it's took off, man. Cause it was a big thing at the time, because he really put stuff together. Jazz Mind Records, that's what G had.
Jazz Mind
Records. Yeah, it was a big staple in the city. You know, at the time, he put at the time we had everything under one roof, bro. Like how y'all have everything like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it was like a 2-story. Well, first we was off of Greenville over there. You remember where the filling station used to be?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we was over there off Greenville.
Okay.
The filling station, a little small spot. Even over there though, everybody, that's where it started. And everybody that came through Dallas, bro, you had to go through there first, because we had a TV show. Jazz Mind did. It's called Jazz Mind Avenue.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it's like where you showcase videos, and kind of like, you know, our Flavor TV.
Yeah, like a little BT or Flavor TV. Yeah.
Jazz Mind. Yeah, proceed.
I remember that. I remember
Jazz
emailing
Mind.
them or trying to get on, but you know, it was tough back then.
Yeah, it had that, man, and like I said again, anybody who got to meet a lot of people, man. It's like I said, anybody who came through Dallas, which, you know, we're a hub for the entertainment anyway.
Yeah.
So everybody gonna, you know, come through here and they trying to sell their product here. So any rappers, we end up seeing down there, everybody that came through, especially if you out on the road like hustling, and it's like I say, anybody you name. But then that grew up a little bit, and we ended up moving, getting a bigger building over there off of what was that, Mockingbird 35.
Okay.
Like, it was like big 10, man, it was probably about 12,000 square feet.
Oh wow.
Big ass building, man.
So were you still with Jazz Mind at the time, or had you already started working with Suave Dre?
No. Me and Dre was still, like I said, Dre was solo at the time.
Okay.
Dre was solo at the time. And like I said, I'm still with Swift. It's me, my partner D-La Dunn, and Rock B.
Okay.
We together. So we pushing it, doing our thing, and end up, like, Jazz Mind was about to become like a thing, man, because we got end up getting a distribution deal. Everything, bro, everything. Then the folks, the feds hit my boy. They hit G.
So the feds came in, and all this motion was happening in the city, and they arrest the CEO.
Arrest the CEO.
So TV show goes away, record deal thing goes away.
Everything. And what's crazy, he was trying to, like, even when he got locked up, I mean, even when that happened, he thought it was still gonna kind of be all right, because he was like, well, damn, he said, even when I'm gone, he still had, he's like, well, you, and like, it was like Jerome and be like Jerome's one of the videographers and directors and everything else of the video process. He's like, with y'all, he said, you know enough and Rock know enough, y'all know enough, man, I'm gonna let y'all just, y'all can run and keep things going. You know what I'm saying? And, put stuff out so I have something, come home to. Whoop, whoop. Shit. When Belmont, the distributor, at the time, that same distributor, remember Tag Team, the Hoop There It Is?
Yeah.
And like Prince was using them too as a distributor. These same people was about to give us some money for, to distribute our project nationwide. Yeah, they heard about that and shit, nah. Shut that shit down. Yeah, shut all that shit down. So wasn't nobody. And then D, which he wasn't involved. He wasn't involved in Mother Partner in Swift. He wasn't involved in G's indictment, but he had his own separate case. That happened. He gone.
Okay.
They gave him 20 years, but state though. They gave him time. So I'm the only one left. Me and my partner Rock B, he just do music and my other part, some other part that was under the label, they get indicted. Like I say, everybody gone, bro. So, but me and Dre, and as far as on the rap with the rap,
okay,
yeah, but me and Dre. So I was like, I had a little bread at the time, and then me and one of my other little partners, R.I.P. Lil J. He was cool with me and GM too. Lil J would end up, helping me. Cause I just said, man, me and Dre, I got Suave. I was like, man, we finna do something.
Yeah.
It wasn't even good players yet. I didn't know what it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like we figured out. And then like the movie Goodfellas was out.
Yeah.
And then like, I said, man, fuck, we the good players. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up doing that, putting that together, and got some more people got involved. One of my other partners, he went to Kemp with Dre, but me and his brother was real close. We used to hustle together and do a lot of shit. But Big Al, Beaver.
Okay.
Dre ended up letting him hear, like we was probably about 7 or 8 songs deep by then, and Dre let him hear it, and he wanted to fuck with it. He like, man, I want to put some money with y'all, whoop the whoop and do this. So we ended up doing about, a few more songs, and he said, well, hell. And then Dre came up with the name like, fuck, we're gonna call it, some good players, whoop the whoop, and Mafia Soul.
Okay.
So that was the name of that company. They formed, it was Mafia Soul Entertainment. So yeah, that's how the good players, that's how it ended up happening, man. By default.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was still, still grooving, man. A staple, man. That's legendary album, bro.
And sometimes, it happens like that. I mean, things happen how they're supposed to. Unfortunately, man, obviously people went to prison, but
right.
when those pieces got moved off the chessboard, it left y'all, and y'all, you had lemons, you made some lemonade, so that's good. And it was an iconic album because, it was one of those albums. I can't think of the other group. It was some guys out of West Dallas that were really with the DOC at LA. I can't think of the name, and they had this player type above the law. They had this player type style, but people think they're from California.
Yeah, 187.
Yeah, cool 187.
Yeah, he had some relatives like out the West.
Yeah. And so then when I heard you guys and I played that music, it was just real good player vibe. So it was really good music that you guys came together and did. Mm-hmm. So tell me this, because I know that Suave Dre worked on more projects after that. You worked on more projects after that. But at one particular point, you felt that one of the big stars stole your song.
Yeah. That's when I ended up. That was on my first solo album. That Why? I know that's the song. That's what you're talking about. It really wasn't. At first, I didn't really think nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like first, it was like, cause it came out. What was it like? I put that out. It's like 02.
Okay.
Yeah, song I got called Why. If y'all can go look on YouTube. Okay. I let y'all be the judge of that too, cause like that's where when people start what happened, what bothered going into attention. I ended up putting it on the mixtape that I did, and I was talking through the mixtape. I said, well, I know y'all heard Why by Jadakiss, and which some of my partners will tell me, man, that nigga had to steal that song. you know, that's not a coincidence, man. It's like it's too much in common, like the way. And I was like, listen, I'm like, yeah, but you know, shit can, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you listen to it, I don't know. I think some type of ear hustling was involved because, like, the only difference is he had Anthony Hamilton on his shit. You know what I'm saying? And but the cadence of the songs, like some of the same instruments, like the bells and shit that go into it, I'm like, God damn.
Okay.
This is, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And me personally, my shit, and a lot of people agree with me, my shit hit a little bit harder, but it is what it is, man. That shit, yeah. But
well, make sure y'all make sure y'all check it out and y'all tell me or y'all tell us when you compare those two songs. So tell me now, what would you tell your younger self? Obviously, you made it through some tough things. You had an opportunity to do some music, and you did well. What would you tell your younger self or the younger audience to ensure that they don't go through some of the pitfalls that you went through?
Man, to pretty much take it seriously if you're gonna do it. Like me, I had the talent. But I tell people all the time. I tell my son, I tell my nephew, which actually is my boy Rock, R.P. Rock B, but his son, I call RJ. Okay. I call him as nephew.
Okay.
You have to take it seriously. Like if you're gonna do it, you have to take it seriously, man. Because being talent by itself, it's cool. You can have all the talent in the world. Like this shit, that shit is 10% of it.
Yeah.
10, if that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we definitely, I had that. Suave, a whole lot of, a lot of people. I can say that about a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had the talent, but if you, it's a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure your business is aligned. And what I mean by that is by once you with you taking it serious, let's say like me, and this is what mess up a lot of people, especially when you come from like hustling, because you so used to that the fast dollar and doing stuff and seeing your money in 48 hours, in 72 hours and all this old shit. Once you vested in something, and it's like stock. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're a street dude, it's hard for somebody to come try to talk to you about investing in something and you ain't gonna, and leaving it in there for 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 20 years. Like, man, I'm used to seeing my money at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? So if that. So, but it's like you can't have one foot in. Make a long story short, you can't have one foot in and one foot out. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Okay.
And it's about making sacrifices. What are you willing to make a sacrifice for? If it's something you love, I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? As far as being involved in music, it's like you have to make a sacrifice for it. And it's like me, I tell people all the time, like people come up to me like, damn, Yak, you was the one. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to, yeah, I was bullshit. I mean, I'll be honest with myself. It's like, bro, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And God granted me, man, God gave me everything I prayed for. You know how you pray for something?
Yeah.
And it's like, God, if you just do this, man, God gave me every opportunity in the world to make it in the industry. There's no, I got close, end up being close partners with E40, and shit, there you go, your opportunity right there. Because 40 used to, tell me, and like D, it's a lot of stuff. Even my partner Rock B, he used to come over there, and 40 used to be at my partner's house. Rock B, like, come with his mama's house. I'm talking with his shoes off on the den floor, writing with his shoes off. We kicking it. That's going, you know what I'm saying? We fucked around like that. And even later on, like, even, we cool to this day, but it's like, the opportunities even back then, like, man, just do this, or such and such. It's right there. But a lot of pride, ego. So back then, It's like, man, I'm gonna do what you doing. Nigga, I don't need you. My mentality, anyway, it's just that a certain, arrogance to come and be like, man, I'm gonna do what you doing. You my nigga I fuck with, but man, I don't need no help. I'm finna do what you doing. Nigga. I'm gonna get it on my own. So,
hey man, that was like, listen, that's probably one of the biggest lessons that I think that the viewers can take from it, because for those that don't know E40, man, I remember when he came out, and so sometimes You know, I was talking to JoJo earlier, and we were saying it's a small world, and I said it's 6 degrees of separation. But when you meet people, and you get an opportunity to make an impact, my advice and the advice that I'm hearing from Coach Cognac is, man, you got to take it seriously, and you got to take that chance.
Yeah.
Opportunities, you can have all the talents in the world, but when you get an opportunity, you got to convert.
Exactly.
Hey, man, listen, what are you working on now? And tell me about any philanthropic stuff that you're doing. Tell me what you got going.
Right now, I'm about to release, from a music standpoint, I'm about to release Grown Folk Shit, The Lost Hard Drive.
Okay.
I'm about to release that, and what that is something that I put out. I actually recorded it, man. It's stuff that I'd already had on my hard drive that I was gonna put on the last album that I put out, 2011, 2012, whatever that was. But I felt like people really wasn't ready to receive it, because it was like, I've never been off into this doing anything trendy anyway. So
yeah.
It's like classic. It's like even like to this day, music I did 20 years ago, you can still pop in and listen to it, because this same shit is happening in everyday life. You understand what I'm saying? So it was full of, the reason why I call it Grown Folk Shit, because it's full of like real shit, real problems with people going through, and some shit like what you don't need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you got a broad cheating on you, or if it's child support problems or whatever, just grown folks issues, man. You know what I'm saying? Period. So it really wasn't a time limit on it. So I always feel like, even back then, I just say like, shit, I'm before my time. So, and it's crazy because I actually have some video footage of myself, even when I was doing it. I said, man, I might put this shit out 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like put it in a time capsule and put it out, and the niggas still couldn't fuck with me. You know, I'm saying it, doing a little, like, when one of my partners was just videoing it.
No, know, it's dope, man, and it's dope for dope to hear you say that, because I know in this day and time it has been about drill music and killing each other, and serial killing each other, and and there's one frame of thought, and I usually don't bring up people, but I'm gonna bring it up now. But as a person did an interview, he was a manager of a well-known rapper that's no longer here, that's deceased. Mm-hmm. And he was on an interview, I think with Mobile Media, and he said, man, old rappers need to get out the way, and nobody don't want to hear that shit. He said, man, they need to go sign somebody, get somebody new, become an A&R. And and to hear you talking about grown folks music, real life situations, it made me want to ask myself, I said, listen, any other genre,
exactly,
Willie Nelson, I mean, you name it, they can go forever, because your stories should evolve.
Right.
Now, if you're still talking about what you was talking about when you were 16,
exactly,
then go sit down somewhere.
Yeah, nigga, kill yourself. Yeah, hey, preach to the choir, bro. I say that all the time, and that's exactly what happened. Like with rap, and I used to talk. I used to say, I've been having this conversation for years. Just like even when I was my early 30s, I like, bro, it's getting so old. I said, and we're there now. It's 50 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, when you grow up on rap, and that's all you know.
Yeah.
It's not like it was. It's obvious it's not a trend anymore. So write about the shit that you go through.
There you go.
It should be bruh, this happens in country.
Yeah.
It happens in country. It's like you have like the rock country that the old schools really don't fuck with, and then you have them or whatever, they do their thing.
Yep.
It's certain levels to this shit. It's not, you can't put it out in one bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not, because that's cool. All that little shit, the little kid shit and whatever else, that's cool. Let them have that. But once you get of age, you don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, like if you out fucking around, if you're at a party, whatever else, and then something come on, like every now and then. Because like me, honestly, 60-70% of these young niggas I don't like.
Yeah.
They ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's like the same shit. It's like all y'all got the same beat. Y'all sliding and stepping on every motherfucking song. It's how many people can you kill?
Yeah.
But I dig it though. You got to go through it to get to it. So, but at the same time, it's times when you want to hear. Like back when we came up making music, niggas used to want to hear some Smoking Riot music. For those, if that's what you did,
yeah,
you want to hear shit you can relax and chill to, man, and vibe. you know what I'm saying, some type of rap you can vibe with and listen to, and you know, it is what it is, man. But like I say, I hate that, and that's one of the things where I feel like I fumbled the ball because I always felt that was gonna be my position. I said I'm gonna be the first nigga to take, which Jay-Z does it.
Yeah.
Jay-Z does it. He's a prime example of it. And Nas kind of do it a little bit, even with Devin.
Yeah.
Devin to do in his own way.
Yeah.
It's some grown folk shit.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I to be consistent. Like I said again, I blame myself. By now, if I would have just been consistent, I would have carved that lane and showed the niggas how to do it in a flyway.
Okay.
Because this is a way you can still do certain shit and relate, get on that same type of beat, but talk about some grown shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But yeah, man, it's nah, it ain't no. Yeah, it's corny. It's corny when an old nigga rapping about some shit that he shouldn't be rapping about.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be your mind state.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, like if you the same person you were 10 years ago, it's like, man, nah, bro. Cause it's songs I got that I'm not putting out. I don't even feel comfortable saying that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's not me. That's not my mind state.
Yeah.
I ain't around here doing menages with bras and all that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Back then I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy now.
Sure.
You know, so
For sure.
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Sounds like it's about growth and growing up. No, man, listen. Man, I appreciate you coming through, man, sharing your story. This has been a fun time, man. And listen, we have had another successful episode, man, of Living Testimony, man. And we've had with us Coach Cognac, man. It's been great. And we wrap.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man.
Ooh, boy, I can't hold